Here's the truth. Motivation is really powerful, but it never seems to stick around for long. You tend to lose it after a period of time, a distraction or anything like that, and the momentum comes back down. The real magic happens when you learn to ride the wave of motivation and transform it into habits that actually stick. So if you've ever had that burst of inspiration only to lose steam a week later, a day later, sometimes moments later, this episode's for you. Hi there, and welcome back to Hope Regained. I'm your host, Christiane Boudreau, and I'm thanking you very much for taking the time to spend with me this week for this episode. And any other episodes that you want to watch that you may have missed, we still have them. They're still on our YouTube channel, and you can also find them on our website at www.hoperegained.com. This week, I wanted to talk about motivation. We all have specific motivators that work for us. Some people are driven by money. Some people are driven by love. Some people, it's a different feeling that they're looking for. But what it does do is it provides us with a strong emotional feeling that will push us. The problem is that push doesn't always stick with us for a long period of time. It can be just a fleeting moment. But what can we do with that motivation to turn it around so we can actually create something with it? That it turns into a habit that sticks. They say it takes 21 days to create a habit. Well, if we could take that motivation and work on building that habit, then it's actually something quite good and not just something that's going to pass us by. We hear things like discipline over motivation, but I think that motivation is there for us to kick us into discipline. So it's about using it correctly so we can turn it that way. Turn it into a long-term habit. So next time you have some sort of motivation, creative moment, aha moment, or some sort of epiphany, instead of just holding it on inside, let's turn it into a habit. Take that jump and turn it into a tool so that when it strikes again, you're actually using it to turn it into an action for future. So let's picture it like a wave. It rises, it peaks, and eventually it crashes. The goal is to catch it and ride it before it fizzles out. So how do we do that? It's about setting the stage. So when you feel that surge come along, take action immediately. Now, I don't mean you've got motivation of this great big dream and you act on it and that great big dream is just going to come up front. Instead, take it to build out the plan, set the stage. So if you're going to do different kinds of work, create a clean work environment, get ready to do it. Write down a schedule, a list, a calendar. We had a whole episode about writing it down. You've got to hold yourself accountable. So write out that action plan and how you're going to stick to it, how you're going to schedule it in your day. So if you block it out, you're more accountable. You can say, okay, now I'm going to start working out. Well, instead of just doing a great big 90-minute workout, and the next day, it's not going to happen. You've bitten off more than you can chew. Instead, when that motivation comes, lay out your gym clothes. Schedule in baby steps, 15 minutes at a time, and schedule when in the day you're going to commit to yourself to do that workout. Lay out sticky notes where you're going to see it on the fridge, in the mirror, everywhere to remind yourself. And positive affirmations that you can make to yourself. Hold yourself accountable. You could say something like, I'm a healthy, athletic person, to convince your brain that that is part of your identity. It's setting the stage. And in some cases, you can even ask a friend or family member to help hold you to it. But remember, don't get upset with them when they remind you like you've asked them. So any of those sudden motivational moments that you get, instead of just trying to bite off all that you can chew, set it out in baby steps. Set out the action plan. Use that motivation to create the map that you're going to need. Commit to it. Write it down. Because when you write it down, it stares you in the face and you're more accountable for it. Set an alarm on your phone to remind you, because you have to look at it and be accountable if you're going to swipe it and dismiss. It's a good way to start. And those little baby steps will give you little things to celebrate. And again, you want to pair that motivation with your identity. So another example would be, I'm going to journal every day. Well, that's just saying it. You get motivated. Yes, I'm finally going to do this. It's something good for myself. But it will eventually fizzle out. So instead of that, you could say, I'm becoming somebody who reflects daily. Put those stickers around. Set a time in your calendar. At night usually is the best time when you're going to commit to yourself, this is what I'm doing for me. And after you've accomplished a week of it, look back, read what you've written, and celebrate yourself. What kind of reward would you give yourself? This is who you want to become. You have to set these habits. Motivation is the beginning. So I'll give you an example. What I tend to do and what works for me is I say, in the morning, I keep my notes there for myself, a reminder of what I want to accomplish, what I need to do. I have tasks in my phone and reminders. But I also say to myself, I will not allow myself this reward until it's done. So if you like that glass of red wine in the evening, which I know I do, my tasks that I've set out from the habits I want to create have to be completed before I allow myself that glass of wine. Now, considering I'm sitting in the southwest of France right now, poor me if I don't get it, because it's a real treat here. So extra motivation for me. So that motivation also is part of, what are your motivators? Ask yourself that question, and that will help you build your task list in your calendar, your planning. So build yourself a momentum loop. A momentum loop is with three things. Your cue, which is what is going to trigger that habit for you. A cue card. Like I said, the stickers, the sticky notes on your fridge or in your mirror, or an alarm on your phone, any of those things. Routine. What is the action? Why, where, and when can I plan it in my calendar? How is it going to fit in? And what is that action I'm going to take to start building that habit? And last of all, reward. What is the positive feedback I'm giving back to myself to feel like I've done it? It starts in baby steps. You're not going to have your big dream accomplishment at the end without those baby steps to get there. But you have to commit to yourself. So use that motivation to design your momentum loop. Remember this, momentum loop. Cue, routine, and reward. So an example could be also, if you're motivated to eat better, start by prepping one healthy snack an evening. Baby steps. That's an example. If you're motivated to start writing, create a block of time whether it be 15 minutes in the morning with your cup of coffee to write for those 15 minutes. Baby steps. And as you see over time, the accomplishments, it will help motivate you and push you to continue on because it's a reward, as well as you're creating the habit to get there. When you have that motivational moment, it's a perfect time to set up a system for yourself to build those habits. So at the end of it all, what you need to do is lock it in and stay ready. Once the habit is started, keep it visible. Remember, you have to keep yourself accountable. Use a habit tracker. And again, in my episode, I say write it down with checklists, calendars, everything that it takes to help provide that momentum and tracking to keep yourself accountable. No one else is your keeper but you. So keep yourself accountable. You could also publicly commit yourself to a 7-day or 30-day streak. So like I said, if you have friends or family that you trust and feel comfortable enough with, write it down for them, check it off on that calendar, and have them hold you accountable. Have them pump you up, not to put you down if you miss a day, but to help lift you up and support you. And always keep yourself prepared for that next motivational wave. Motivation, again, will fizzle out. Habits will not. So you can always keep a motivational toolkit. And for me, that toolkit tends to be quotes that I really find empowering or uplifting. My checklists, my calendars, and definitely a reward system. If I block the time and commit it, that's part of my toolkit. Those calendars I keep next to my journals for a reason. Most importantly, I think it's important that you know what's going to work for you. Because everybody's different and we all have different things that are going to help propel those habits to keep us accountable. So I'm going to leave you today with an action challenge. Next time you feel inspired, stop. Set up a habit starter, a 2-minute action. Tie it to something you already do. And this is called habit stacking, so it's related to something, tied to something. And track it for 7 days. Then tell me, how did you ride the wave? I'd love to hear from you. And you can reach us on our contact us page on our website at www.hoperegained.com. Or if you feel comfortable, you can post it publicly in our comments section. We love to hear from you in any way. Not everybody's always comfortable reaching out publicly. And we also have all our social media, Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok, and even on Threads. So if at any moment you want to share it, I would love to hear it because you know what? Maybe I'll learn something. And if we all start sharing together, it can help give us ideas to help propel those motivational movements into habits. Motivation is a gift, but your habits are your real engine for growth. If this episode helped you and you think it could help someone else, please share it and subscribe so you don't miss anything for each week that we come up with something new. And sometimes it's coming from one of your ideas. So we want to help build this community that's a safe place that we can help each other to grow. Life is something that we need to rediscover the love for sometimes. Sometimes we need that helping hand. You're worth it. So stay true to yourself, stay positive, hang in there. You've got this. And we'll see you next week.